Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's UpMaxM again, and this is gonna be the guide on how to do the most damage you can on an Epsilon Alliance Droid. So I will basically I'll be able to attack it in around 10 seconds. So I will first do the attack just in case, because it's almost dead, and then I'll explain to you why and how it is the best thing, and then we are going to go over some other things. There was a guy, some of the guys in my alliance were trying other options, and yeah, we are gonna see at any rate. So it's almost gonna hit, and I actually should have showed you better. Oh well, I will show you like this. So basically, well, you want to use double attack increase heroes. So I sent Amalia and who was his name? Amalia and Nimitz. You can also send Palos and Basil if you have them, for instance. But basically what you need to do is you need to send all three unit types in this pattern, with no HFR whatsoever, and with the two tanks in the back. You can theoretically use two airplanes in the back and one tank in the front, but for me, when I tried it, that did not work out with such good damage. It could have been RNG, but yeah. Basically, the thing is that in theory, you could actually do this and use HFR on your tank. So the tank will shoot first, then the airplane, then your first ship, and the explosion would come on the first ship. However, I tried that last time, and for some reason, it did not work properly. So as you can see, we just killed the boss. I will just show you one more thing before we go over the actual, combat replays. And that is that if you look at it now, if you look at my damage now, it's 6.51 AA. I will also go over why I'm actually fourth, fifth, not fourth or third, which I theoretically could be. Basically, it's because I didn't do enough attacks. Okay, as you can see here, I wasn't attacking every 5 minutes. So I also started the first one a bit late, then it was 5 minutes, then it was 8 minutes, then it was 12 minutes, so that's kind of bad. And then I did manage to actually do it a lot, closer, but yeah, basically I missed out on 2 attacks. I think it was 2 attacks, at least 1 definitely, maybe 2. But as you saw, okay, I'm gonna go there once more. Let's just look at the ranking. You can see that I'm 5th now with 651, and I will do the extra attack. Once the boss is dead, you have got another 30 minutes to hit the boss, the droid. And basically, in the replay for that extra hit, it will show us 0 damage, or it will show us 1 damage, something like that. I'm gonna show you once it hits. It will basically show us no damage. However, in the ranking, it will still count. So as you can see here, it didn't actually show the damage, but if we look at the ranking, I think it should push me back to 4th, hopefully, and it did, as you can see. And you can actually see that it did a lot of damage. I don't remember now how many it was, but yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go over the actual things. So first, we are going to go over the components that you are supposed to use. So, one more thing. As I said, the main tip is that you really need to do the maximum amount of attacks. So it doesn't really matter how you set up your components if you are only going to attack every 15 minutes. So what you want to do, if you want to do your best damage on this boss, on this Alliance Droid, is you really need to set a timer. Or if not a timer, you really need to watch out for the time, basically, and attack every 5 minutes if possible. So what you can do is you can save it as a formation. As you saw, I actually did save it as my formation, as formation number 2. And yeah, let's go over the components. So that was the first advice. Second advice, look at these components. I might have actually not have them completely perfectly, by the way, but basically the main components you want to use are the ones that I have on my navy here, because I was maining the navy, and it's basically the same as for world boss, however with critical buff, because the Alliance Droid, unlike the world boss, does not have guaranteed critical buff, so that is very, very important. Okay, so you need that critical buff. That's just like oh damn it. Anyway, So the critical buff is very important, so is hit, because then, you know, if you miss on the explosion, it is very bad. So on the other ones, you basically want the same thing. You don't want any HFR. This way that I did it, it is basically going to it's not going to explode on the first round, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I will show it to you. I will show you the best one from today, and I will show you the best one from last time. And the best one today was 959T. Last time I actually managed to do like 1.1 AA. I'm not the strongest person on my server, clearly. You can see that. I'm not a whale, I didn't spend that much money, but yeah. Anyway, so this is the thing why you want to do it. So basically, the first 3 hits were an airplane, ship, then the next ship overrode the airplane. So basically it counts 3 ships in a row. Now it is shooting here. It's still 3 ships in a row. Now it's gonna be ship, tank, then it's tank, airplane, so it does not trigger. And then it's gonna be now it was tank, airplane, ship. That's why it exploded on the 3rd shot, because as you can see, as you know probably, I mean, on Epsilon you need to have 3 different elements. So that's actually another thing, right? It needs to be 3 different elements, and it needs to be in a row, all 3 of them in a row. And yeah, that was actually lucky. I actually did not check my elements, by the way, before this whole thing. Okay, so I could have had it wrong, but yeah, you sort of want to do it this way, because I would normally use maybe hit on my navy, but if I did, then I could not use attack on my army, and you know, obviously that's the best thing, right? And the army is still doing some damage there, because I'm using Amalia as well to increase that, and my airplane is doing the least damage. So that's also one of the reasons why I'm using 2 tanks instead of 2 airplanes. It's because of this. And yeah, the airplane could theoretically be good, but yeah, it's partially also because of my equipments and so on. You know, like obviously you might have different equipments, right? You might have better equipments for airplane, for instance. So that's up to you, which one you want to use and which one is your main, obviously, is also up to you. I'm a little bit behind on my equipments. I did start them early, but then, you know, I haven't been using them properly. I mean, I haven't been queuing the materials properly. So yeah, and yeah, as I said, last time I tried it that I used only one. I'm gonna try to find it here. These are my replays from last time I saved them. We can see that the explosions are doing 5 times 60 trillion damage when they are not critting. When they are critting, then it's gonna be, instead of 60T, it's gonna be like 200T. So you can see that in this one, I basically got like 3 crits, right? I think in this one it was 3 crits. Or maybe it was even 4 crits, I'm not sure now. That was the best try. We can go and we can watch it if you want, but anyway. Or you can skip it, but I wanted to actually look at this. Wait, where is it? This was 30 tanks. Yeah, that was actually me trying some different stuff. Here it was 19 tanks. I think there should be, yeah, here. You can see here that this is when I used only one tank. And you can see that I did use HFR, so it wasn't the proper order. But basically here, the boss dodged, and somehow that, you know, it seems to screw with it. Actually, we know the reason why. Because of what I showed you before. Basically, what I showed you before, it counts on the airplane, it's gonna count the ship, tank, airplane, and it's gonna explode. So never mind. Basically, well, you can take this as the showing you why it doesn't work if you use only one tank. So that's the reason that you need to use 2 tanks there. And I will just find the very best try again. This is the very best try from last time, and we're gonna watch it. I actually did have HFR then, because for the explosion on the first round, but it is not necessary. Okay, it was just basically luck here. That as you saw, it was 240 trillion damage per crit, and we are gonna look at it now, and we are gonna look at yeah, I'm gonna speed it up, but we are basically gonna see that it was just a lot of crits, right? I might also watch the one from this time, but I don't want this video to be too long. It's already over 10 minutes, so at any rate. This is not very fun to watch this. Also, for some reason, on this boss, it's showing round 3, even though it's round 2, and it's a bit silly, actually. Now it's round 3. And it was so fast that I didn't see how much damage it did, but anyway. Basically, the first five rounds have the explosions, and these are the rounds that matter. After that, it's just, like random normal hits, and yeah. So now it's gonna crit again. So basically, I had like a really big amount of crits here. That's why it was like 1.1 AA. There should be one more explosion on the next round, I think. So I'm guessing that this was actually 4 crits. The 4 crits doing almost... yeah, I think it was 4 crits. No, okay, so that was a hit. Yeah, but that actually tracks. So 4 crits, I guess. I'm not gonna rewatch this again. You can see it in the you can replay it yourself if you want, if it was 4 crits or if it was 3 crits. I can't really do that right now because then it would make the video even longer and stuff. And here it was round 6 because here I was using the HFR. On the newer ones I wasn't, but basically I was just lucky with my crits here. That's how it works. I'm gonna do one more thing because my friend was supposed to send me some stuff and he didn't send it, damn it. Basically, as you saw in the ranking, he did outdamage me, but that's mostly because he just did more attacks because he wasn't so... Oh, he deleted it. Oh my god, he deleted it, so I cannot show you. That's bad. Oh well, that is... at any rate. But he was basically using Fahd, and Fahd is pretty bad at damage to anything, so yeah. He should have been using an Amalia instead. He should have been using his Katyusha and Amalia. I'm just gonna do one more thing, which is check if I didn't get beaten in the ranking again. And yeah, the video is longer than I wanted it to be, let's be honest. And yeah, so I was 4th, but basically it's because I missed out on 2 attacks or I would be 3rd. And obviously I have no chance against the 2 whales, right? But yeah, one more important thing that I wanted to mention was that I actually wanted to mention it way earlier, but I forgot about it. Due to the basically how it is positioned with the ships, the main advantage of this formation that I'm using is that basically it doesn't matter if you're using Valhallas, even if you're using the multiple hit Valhallas on your ships, that is, on your main kind, which is gonna be these 6 units in the middle. It should not matter if they have multiple shots, or it shouldn't matter if you're using a multi-hit hero. I mean, it is better to have an attack increase hero, a damage increase hero, but even if I, for instance, went, and even if I use my Bellevue, because the Bellevue only triggers on Navy, it will not screw it up, basically. So basically, the only time that this is gonna be screwed up for the Alliance Droid is if you have basically if you have a hero which can proc on the airplane, because that can ruin it. Basically, if I used Katyusha here, and if she procced here, it would count as like 5 tank hits in a row. So it shouldn't even matter if you're using the tanks, because then it would be like, tank, tank, tank. Then it wouldn't go like tank, tank, airplane, and tank, airplane, ship, and to still explode, if you know what I mean. So basically, yeah, the only thing that cannot have any proc in this setup is the airplane. You cannot use a Valhalla airplane with multiple hits. You cannot use that one. But other than that, you can use whatever you want. You can use even the double hit tanks to increase your damage. You can use the critical hit tanks as well if you want to. And this video is really getting longer than I wanted it to be again. But basically, you can use your Fenrirers if you want to. It should not screw it up. But I would still suggest that you actually, if you are able to, if you have multiple Valhallas, if you are a whale or anything, who plays Navy, you should still use a Jormungandr in the one exploding, basically in the one that explodes. The one stack in the middle in the front that does the explosion should be a Jormungandr, if it's possible for you, because it has a higher attack, basically, higher damage per shot, and the explosion counts only from 1 shot, not from 3 shots. If you know what I mean. The Fenrir does huge damage, but it's because it fires 3 times. So and the explosion counts from the first shot, basically, only, not from all three. So that is actually the reason why, in general, Fenrir is not so great for the explosions. Same as Katyusha is not great because, well, there is two things. Normally when you're doing Wereboss or something, or the two kinds droid, basically the Fenrir's, both the damage only calculates from a third of his damage instead of from full, and it screws up the rotation of the explosions. Anyway, this video is over 16 minutes now. I will just check one more time if he didn't... oh, he deleted all of them. Okay. So I don't know if actually my advice helped him or didn't. I will just write that in the comment later. And so now it's almost 17 minutes. So let's just go over the... Let's just make a quick summary. So basically, use the formation I showed you. Do as many attacks as possible. Don't forget to do the extra attack at the end. It still counts for the damage ranking. And use Valhallas if you have them. I don't have the Valhallas, but yeah. Anyway, obviously use the correct components. Again, these components in the middle are the ones that matter. But you want to have the other ones as good as possible as well, obviously. I could have had a bit stronger attack on my airplane, but that is just such a small part of the damage, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if there is anything more. Oh yeah, and obviously if you have them, use... well, for one, use Amalia, because she'll increase the damage of all your unit types, not just the ships. And also, don't forget to use your Fanatic Paints. The Tough Paints and Natural Paints don't matter at all, because the Alliance Droid actually does even less damage than the boss. So it does like 2 damage, so you will not lose any units whatsoever, so these two don't matter at all. Fanatic Paint is great. But yeah, if you do have any skins with like usable abilities, obviously use these. If you have teammates with Atlantis or with Ark, we actually have a few guys with Ark and with Atlantis. I just wasn't near any of them. So I wasn't near this guy. I wasn't near Chloe. We have multiple people with Atlantis or with Ark, which actually would have made me do even more damage. So basically then I would be third for sure, okay? As I would still be if I did not miss out on attacks. But anyway, one more thing, sorry, again. I'm just gonna show you one thing, which is that my teammate here, he was basically ignoring the advice. And he kept going with normal... He basically... I can't find it, damn it. He kept using normal... just full ships, basically. So I'm just gonna look at it if he listened to me and if it helped him. And he did listen to me, but it didn't help him, but that's because he did it wrong. He basically kept doing the explosions wrong. He didn't use 2 stacks of tanks, he used only 1 stack of tanks. And that's why it didn't work for him, because he didn't do it properly. Anyway, but you can see that this guy, if you look at it, sorry. Hello, Aster. I hope you don't mind me showing you. I can cut this. If you will mind me showing you, I can cut this from the video later. I can remove it. But as you can see, this guy is actually stronger than me. He has got basically a little bit stronger components. He has got level 9 damage increase. He also has, generally, his stats are stronger. I can now go and actually look at my stats as well. But yeah. Basically, you can see that he's stronger. He was using 40 Valhallas, he was using 47 level 82 ships, and he was still doing less damage than me, because he was not using the proper formation. So, you really do want to use the proper formation. I do not know how, I don't know how many times this should be stressed. And especially on this boss, it is extremely, because the Valhallas don't screw up the rotation, with this setup, you can just do it like this. And I'm going to just look at this. I've got 445 Navy attack bonus. He had like 550. So he is much stronger than me, and yet I outdamaged him because I was using the proper formation. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a wonderful day.